Have you ever wondered if Henry VIII really played tennis while his wife was being executed, or why Scottish priests had to read their sermons with loaded pistols in their hands? If you want to know how turnips helped to take over the world, and why science and religion started fighting each other, then the history side of the British Heritage Suite is probably the perfect course for you. In the first semester, we cover Henry VIII and the English Reformation, looking at the rise and fall of Anne Boleyn and why historians disagree on whether she was a witch who gave birth to demon babies or whether she was a helpless pawn in the hands of court factions. We then trace the English Reformation through Henry's children, Edward VI and Bloody Mary, all the way down to Elizabeth, who then had the fine pickle of determining whether merry old England was going to worship via smells and bells, or whether they were destined for 3 hymns and a 2-hour sermon. We'll look at whether she was able to navigate the stormy seas of religious division before finishing with looking at exactly how pleased were the British with her choice of religious expression. In the second semester, we'll follow her successors, who began to build an empire in whom the sun never set. We'll look at the British Revolution to see why it was possible to chop off the head of a king if you disagreed with him, why that idea would cost you your head, and how everybody managed to stop fighting long enough to kiss and make up. We'll then look at how the British managed to start 2 revolutions that would change the rest of the world, and how they then tried to conquer that world. We'll also examine how a couple of people digging up fossils in their backyard began to make everybody worry about heaven and hell, and why that made people stop going to church. We'll end with the twilight years of the British Empire, how they managed through the First and Second World Wars before the sun finally set on Britannia.